and he's standing there with his shirt off, with his shorts on. There's not a man alive who doesn't want to be built like that. They all want to be built like ass and the striations and the vascularity.
This version of him did, but like this version definitely didn't.
Trained with Manny Pacquiao had to be a huge asset for
bouncing. He's always moving around.
Yes.
Like he'll bounce for like 20-something rounds. He'll do his pads and he's jumping up and down, and he really is an unbelievable person, unbelievable athlete, and a legend of the sport. I think as progresses, people are really gonna appreciate his.
He's constantly on the move, always bouncing, never staying still. He can keep that energy going for over 20 rounds, working the pads while jumping up and down without losing momentum. It's honestly incredible to watch. He's not just an unbelievable person, but also an extraordinary athlete, a true legend of the sport.
To be able to have an opportunity like that to spar 250 rounds with one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he won world titles in what, 8 divisions?
8 divisions, 13 or 14 world titles.
Crazy.
It will never be done again.
Crazy.
And as much as you want to see records broken, and I want to break records, that man is a one of one.
He's a one of one.
Yeah.
I mean, when he knocked down Thurman in that fight, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position. And all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez. A lot of that, sparring paid off, and it did shape me. And I know he did put out a tweet as well, saying that I hope the sparring we did, helped you in this fight. And straight away,
that's amazing.
And I was so excited. He's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah,
when you look
massive.
At that, they're giant. They're like a thigh.
As time goes on, people will continue to recognize and appreciate just how great he really is. That in a recent discussion, Joe Rogan openly expressed his admiration for Manny Pacquiao, particularly highlighting his iconic calves and remarkably shredded physique as he prepared for his second showdown with Floyd Mayweather.
Titles in 8 different weight classes. Who the does that?
And the way he did it, like that I'm a huge fan of Cotto. I love this school, and the way that he beat Cotto, I didn't think nobody could ever do that to him. And it was just like, bro, what the
Well, his legs, Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, and the
it's
hand
crazy.
speed, the power,
speed, everything.
I just always wish that the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight would have took place.
Rogan emphasized that Pacquiao's elite conditioning could be a decisive factor if the two legendary rivals face each other once again.
His pad work, he does his sparring, but then he's on the bag, he's on the shadow boxing, he's there doing the pad work. So that extra rounds just builds that conditioning and that stamina. And that's what I just found, that push more rounds. If the body can keep going, push more and more. That's what I learned.
Manny Pacquiao's impressive physique isn't merely a gift of natural genetics. It's the result of years of relentless training, discipline, and dedication.
The reason why, because in General Santos, the mountains that he runs and that steep hill, that's why they're so big. Because he's always constantly running the mountains. And I was doing the mountain runs with him.
Yeah.
My calves started getting bigger and bigger.
Pacquiao follows an incredibly demanding training routine, featuring early morning hill runs that have been instrumental in developing his iconic calves and overall physique.
No excuses.
Saya nga, alas 5, ngit-ngit pa, gabi.
Dali, kaya may strong kasi ito, strong ilo.
Beyond the grueling hill runs, Manny Pacquiao puts his body through a wide range of intense training, from long-distance road work to explosive sprint intervals. Every session is carefully designed to enhance both his stamina and speed.
Pound for pound, he can't be above Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was a flyweight champion. Not that he turned pro at flyweight. He was good enough as a flyweight to be the lineal champion, the real champion. Now, he didn't win titles in every division. He skipped some of these, but I just want to tell you how flyweight, junior bantam, junior feather, junior light, junior welter,
He's rapping again.
junior middle.
He rolling.
And he laid waste to these divisions. He fought great fighters. He never ducked anybody. Pacquiao, to me, other than Sugar Ray Robinson, he's still one. Pacquiao is the greatest pound-for-pound fighter who ever lived. I can't put Floyd above him.
Yeah.
Any beef?
I agree with you on that. I mean, I've always had Manny Pacquiao above Floyd pound for pound. Right. And just in the history of boxing, you never heard of a guy that could go from those weight classes and still dominate. Knocking out Cotto, knocking out Ricky Hatton with one shot, destroying Oscar De La Hoya. Made him look like he was nuts.
Despite his relatively compact frame, Manny Pacquiao has pushed his training to such a high level that his build can be truly imposing.
Down Thurman in that fight, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
Yeah, the power that he possesses, but it's not a thumping power. It's that explosive speed, that explosive power, the footwork he gets in position. And all of a sudden he's landed 3, 4, 5 shots and then he's angled off. A lot like I did in my fight against Lopez. A lot of that, sparring paid off and it did shape me. And I know he did put out a tweet as well saying that I hope the sparring we did, helped you in this fight, and straight away.
That's amazing.
And I was so excited. He's a legend of the sport.
He is a legend, and he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah.
When you look
Massive.
at that, they're giant. Yeah. They're like a thigh.
And I know the reason.
Joe Rogan praised Manny Pacquiao's greatness, calling it incredible that he was able to defeat Keith Thurman in his 40s while going up against a fighter in his prime.
He won world titles in 8 divisions?
8 divisions, 13 or 14 world titles.
Crazy.
It will never be done again.
Crazy.
As much as you want to see records broken, and I want to break records, that man is a one of.
Rogan emphasized that Pacquiao's speed, precision timing, and wealth of experience enabled him to overcome the advantages of youth and continue performing at an exceptional level.
Manny is one of a kind, and I would not bet. I wouldn't be shocked to see him do something that is very, very, could be, very unlikely that at 46 years of age that he could do that.
Teddy Atlas has immense respect for Manny Pacquiao's singular place in boxing history. In his view, age is hardly the measure of greatness, especially for a fighter of Manny's caliber.
Seen him in camp, and that they've seen something special. They've seen a 46-year-old that maybe they thought when camp started, hey, this is wrong. But it's Manny Pacquiao, we're going to go along with and see how it looks. And then all of a sudden they say, oh my God, it's possible. Oh my God, Manny, you're starting to make me think maybe it's possible. I'm going to hope that he's got people around him of that ilk, of human beings, not just professionals, but human beings that have seen something to continue to go forward with this fight. Or if they didn't, would have said, you know what? No, I can't be part of this. So just on that alone, I'm gonna have hope for them. I'm gonna give them credit that they're thinking that way.
Atlas also emphasizes that Pacquiao is supported by a team of seasoned professionals, trainers, medical staff, and former champions. People who would never let him risk his health if they genuinely believed he couldn't handle it.
Never stationary. Man is always on the move. You understand me? What has happened in boxing is a lot of people have lost the art of footwork.
Right.
You understand me? Not many people have footwork. Right. So if you see a guy go out and box like you'll never see in today's time too often, a guy go out and box like Sugar Ray Leonard boxed Marvin Hagler.
Right.
He moved around, he fought when it was time, he moved when it was time. He understood how to use the whole ring to get a victory. Now guys don't do that. Pac-Man, fortunately, is one of those guys who knows how to use the ring. Nowadays, with how things go, and with Manny being who Manny is, if Manny can get to 12 rounds, Manny gonna win.
Roy Jones Jr. has great respect for fighters who are true students of the game, and he sees Manny Pacquiao as a master of ring IQ. According to Roy, Pacquiao's ability to control angles, manage distance, and utilize the entire ring is unparalleled. He points out that Manny hasn't stopped training. Even outside active competition, he stays in peak fighting shape. If he can translate his current training form into the ring and maintain that energy and pace for all 12 rounds, Roy believes Pacquiao stands a real chance of victory.
Manny has one of the bigger outputs for any fighter of any era.
Right.
He's a guy that don't mind throwing 3 and 4 and 5 punches at a time. He's not one of those guys that won't throw 4 or 5 punches if he see it. That being said, the only concern I have is how will his legs hold.
For Roy, it's no longer just about raw talent. It's about ring intelligence, stamina, and precise execution. All areas where Manny Pacquiao continues to excel.
Makes Manny Pacquiao special is that he does everything so good. He has great footwork, he has good ring IQ, good defensive slips, good combinations, and I think most importantly of all, he's in there willing to go to war with anybody. So that's really what makes him more important. The most special thing about him is his spirit and his will to fight. I think Manny Pacquiao at age 46 is gonna look amazing in my opinion. He has all the experience in the world. He's seen every single fighter, and if he's coming back at 46, it's because he definitely wants to come back and win another world title. I think that one of the oldest world champions has been Bernard Hopkins when he fought at age 49. So, Pacquiao, he's barely 46 right now. He's a young 46. So I think, he still has a lot left.
David Benbitz sees Manny Pacquiao as the embodiment of a complete fighter. According to him, what sets Manny apart isn't just his speed or power. It's how well-rounded he is. From footwork and combinations to defense and ring awareness, Pacquiao excels in every aspect of the sport. What truly stands out to Benbitz, however, is Manny's passion. Every movement, every punch, and every training session is filled with intensity and purpose. His training camp reflects that energy, packed with high-level preparation, sparring, and discipline. Benbitz believes it's this combination of passion, versatility, and strength that continues to make Manny Pacquiao a dangerous and formidable fighter.
Mayweather just did such a smart thing, but also a devious thing. Waiting until Pacquiao was older, waiting until he slowed down, and then...
Devious is not illegal in boxing.
It's encouraged.
Yeah. In any entrepreneurial sport, devious is not illegal.
No.
Devious can be an asset.
That's how you retire with a 50-0 record.
I give Floyd credit for brilliance, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Floyd wasn't just a smart fighter. Floyd was a brilliant fighter. He was on his own level. And so much so, in any matchup between the great counterpuncher and the great attacker, that the counterpuncher has the advantage. He's got more options. He's got more ways of winning. The attacker has to break through the wall.
Jim Lampley described Floyd Mayweather's decision to wait before facing Manny Pacquiao as a smart and strategic move. By waiting 11 years, Mayweather allowed Pacquiao to age while preserving his own peak condition. Lampley emphasized that this long gap gave Mayweather a significant advantage in terms of physical prime, reaction speed, and overall readiness. In boxing, timing and age can drastically affect performance, and deliberately waiting for an opponent to decline slightly while maintaining one's own peak is a calculated tactic rarely discussed openly. Many fans view this strategy as both clever and controversial.
So, in the years before Mayweather Pacquiao, people would run up to me on the street, run up to me in the shopping center in Vegas, run up to me in a hotel. When am I going to see Mayweather Pacquiao? And I would say, well, we don't know, but what exactly is it you think you're going to see? Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be such a great fight. No, it's not going to be a great fight. It's going to be like watching somebody pluck the legs off a spider, all right? At a step-by-step method. And you're going to watch Mayweather pluck the legs off the spider that is Pacquiao, and it's going to be pretty easy.
Jim Lampley expressed confidence that Floyd Mayweather could win again, simply stating, Floyd is Floyd. He highlighted Mayweather's unmatched ring intelligence, defensive mastery, and fight control, suggesting that even against a legendary fighter like Manny Pacquiao, his experience and skill would likely secure another victory.
Former opponents, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, 10 years after the fact. You're talking about running it back. What's your thoughts on that?
It should have happened a long time ago, obviously. I don't mind it because it'll be entertaining. I'm curious to see how Mayweather will react to Pacquiao's style again, you know? Mayweather's Mayweather. He has a great style, great defense. Probably the same thing will happen.
Oscar De La Hoya shared his thoughts on a potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, saying it would be fascinating to see how Mayweather handles Pacquiao this time. He noted that while Pacquiao's speed, power, and elite skills remain impressive, Mayweather's defensive genius, experience, and adaptability make him a formidable opponent even years later. The De La Hoya added that Mayweather's tactical approach often give them the edge, suggesting that while anything could happen in the ring, there's a strong chance Floyd could emerge victorious once again.
Base guaranteed purses standpoint and the back end, I mean, the deal that both fighters have with Netflix is better than any other deal Netflix has done with any other boxer till today. So
let's talk. Yeah, let's talk about the purses. Can you share how much Manny and Floyd are making?
I can't share the exact number. But let's just say if you know what they're worth and they know what they're worth and they know the numbers they've done before. So if the numbers didn't make sense for either of them, they wouldn't have signed on the dotted line and we wouldn't be where we are today.
Okay, I'll ask one more. Over or under 50 million each?
Over.
Okay, that's a good benchmark to work with.
Yeah.
The first fight was billed as the fight of the century, but it failed to live up to the massive expectations, right? Fans were left with a bad taste on. After the fight, Manny said he had a shoulder injury. There were some lawsuits involved. How can this fight be different 11 years later?
You know, it's very hard to explain this, but these guys are in better condition.
The CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions firmly dismissed critics, questioning a rematch between Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. He emphasized that both fighters are fully aware of their legendary status and the value they bring to the sport, backed by a massive purse supported by Netflix. With high stakes and undeniable financial incentives, the CEO noted that both Pacquiao and Mayweather have trained to reach peak physical condition. This showdown, he stressed, is not just a business decision. It's a legitimate contest of skill, speed, and strategy. Fans can expect an epic, hard-fought battle inside the ring.
It will go on their record. Floyd currently has a record of 50-0. Remember, he retired at 50-0. It is possible he could go either 51-0 or now 50-1, or if it was a draw or whatever. But he's at least putting it up to be part of the professional record. Now, you might say, well, hasn't he been doing a lot of exhibitions since his retirement from boxing? And the answer is yes, about 8 of them or so. I believe he's got, by the way, a 9th coming up in April in the Democratic Republic of the Congo against, of all people, Mike Tyson. Also, just as a fresh reminder, the first fight, I didn't hate it, but a lot of people did. And remember, you'll recall Manny Pacquiao, after the fight was over, blamed his performance on his shoulder. But there was pretty widespread disappointment with just how big the fight was and then how little it delivered. Not necessarily to hardcore fans, although some of that too, but definitely to casual fans who were expecting a little bit more rock'em.
Luke Thomas highlighted that the upcoming clash between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao will be an official professional bout, meaning it will count on Mayweather's record. currently retired with an undefeated 50-0 record. Floyd now has the chance to either extend it to 51-0, suffer a loss, or see the fight end in a draw. Unlike the exhibition matches he's participated in since retirement, this matchup carries real stakes. Thomas also reflected on their first fight, which, despite massive hype, left many casual fans disappointed. Pacquiao cited a shoulder injury as a factor, and the bout failed to deliver the expected excitement. This official rematch, Thomas notes, gives both fighters a genuine opportunity to leave a definitive mark in boxing history, reigniting interest and high expectations from fans worldwide.
Guy that's had his downs. He's had his ups and his downs. And, you know, he always smiling and always friendly to people. It's like he's so admirable just as a human being.
And it shows, too, that defeats, you know, I love how the UFC is, you know, losses are losses.
Yeah.
You know, boxing has this stereotype where the zero is so important. I'm undefeated, but would you rather see the best fighting the best? You know, You're going to get competitive fights and great fights. But unfortunately, in boxing, it's not like that.
Well, the biggest draw in the sport is Canelo, and Canelo's not undefeated.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's one way of looking at it. You know, he lost to...
He's someone who's experienced both highs and lows, yet he always carries a smile and treats people with kindness. It's truly admirable, not just as an athlete, but as a human being, that in UFC, losses are just part of the sport. But boxing often carries the stereotype that staying undefeated is everything. Fans want to see the best face the best, resulting in competitive and exciting fights. But unfortunately, boxing doesn't always work that way. The biggest draw in the sport, Canelo, isn't undefeated, yet he still draws massive attention. Yes, Manny lost to Floyd before, but the real question remains: can Pacquiao's speed, skill, and shredded physique overcome Mayweather's legendary defensive genius in a rematch?